So hey, welcome. My name is Eric Wright, and I just wanted to shoot this real quick video with you and share an amazing discovery I've made recently. And I thought about how to put it into words and kind of bring this whole thing to life with a pretty straightforward example, I think. So what I want to do is I want to share a picture with you real quick to kind of help us get on the same page, if you will. Same visual, and then I will go ahead and tell you the story behind it. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is this. Let me get my pins and stuff ready. All right, so 1500s, 1501 or so, a guy named Amerigo Vespucci sets out from over here, Portugal, Spain. See that? Let me make that a little bit bigger for you so you can really see that. He sets out somewhere over here, known Europe, Portugal, Spain, and he's going to sail to where he thinks the Spice Islands are. India, Asia, Spice Islands. And he's got a benefactor, one of the Medicis, and, so that's where he's going to sail. So he sets out and he bumps into a landmass. However, he quickly realizes that although it's expansive, like he expected over here, it's not where he thinks he is over here. It doesn't look like what he's heard from Marco Polo. It doesn't look like what he's heard described by Ptolemy. So all of his records, all of his knowledge at the time does not account for a landmass in between where he's starting and where he's going. Okay, so this is the old world then, Europe, Africa, Asia, okay? That's what they knew, so that's the old world, because now it's juxtaposed against what? The new world, right? So that's what he calls this thing, is the new world. He doesn't put it on a map, though. This is a letter to Medici in 1501 after he returns from this journey. So he, kind of comes here, bounces off, and comes back, right? So in 1507, a German cartographer, Weidmuller, writes this down and puts America, and he names it America after Amerigo, some Latin translation, that kind of stuff. So basically, the illustration is that this landmass here, this American continent, the Americas, were always here. They just weren't on a map. They weren't labeled. They hadn't been discovered. Okay. So that's the same concept. So, to kind of illustrate, so we'll move on over here to kind of illustrate is, we're talking about labeling, we're talking about discovery. So, the analogy is this. So let me change colors here for you. Okay, so over here in the military-industrial complex, any military leader that's responsible, ever been responsible for receiving a mission or an exercise, right? Exercises are preparation for live missions. So receiving the mission, planning the mission, so receiving, okay, planning, resourcing, leading, controlling, and closing, or AARs, briefing it out, whatever. Okay, any military leader that's been responsible for a mission has project management experience. How do we know? Because the civilian guide, the civilian field manual for doing projects defines a project as any endeavor that is temporary in nature, start, stop date, and unique, produces a unique service good, enhance something, build something, create something new, modernize something, create an SOP, whatever. Okay, so missions and projects share the same definition. So military leaders have project management experience, but that's not often, it's not a recognized MOS. So it's an informal MOS. It's latent, much like America was latent before Vespucci crashed his ship into it. So I'm sailing along on my ship. I am a Navy guy, sailing along on my ship, and I'm sitting at a conference, the Society of American Military Engineers Joint Engineer Training Conference in Kansas City this past year, 2018. And I realized that I'm sitting among, a couple thousand military engineers. And I realized that, what I really do is, I've always said, hey, I help military veterans become project managers. But the realization hit me. I really just help military project managers become civilian project managers. That's really the correlation. If military leaders are project managers, guess what? It's that informal, latent project management experience and skills and knowledge that the CIVDIV covets, that they desire, that they'll pay handsomely for. You know, they don't need artillery men and women. They don't need, you know, SATCOM men and women, unless it's a specific company. They don't need watchstanders. They don't, you know what I mean? So most of the military occupations that don't translate now translate, because if you were tasked with missions, guess what? You're a project manager. So the trick then is learning how to quantify that experience, qualify that experience, present that experience as commercial project management, present your interpersonal skills, your knowledge, your abilities, your capabilities as a project manager. Okay, so that's the realization. There is a profession called military project management. I didn't make it up. All I did was discover it. It's always been there. It's just been latent. So made the connection on paper. So, you know, if you have military leadership experience using project management, using the filter of project management, okay, we can turn that into what? Civilian general management experience, okay? Civilians get this instantly. They recognize it, they value it, they hire for it. So that's the trick, project management. So it's now about doing the business of military project management, okay? So anyway, this has been Eric. I shared with you in this video, you know, the naming, the discovery of military project management profession. So I'm putting it out there in the universe, putting it on record. And, you know, I'm going to spend the rest of my professional career helping military project managers become civilian project managers. So, yeah, appreciate you watching. Look forward to your thoughts and your comments, and we'll see you next video. Thanks.